Hello, my name is Nicole Romero Spina, and this is my interactive game. So, basically, the game is an adventure game in which you must collect three items in order to win the game. And you collect these three items by completing different tasks or games in different scenes. And I have the center scene, which you can see right here, and then two other scenes, one on the left and one on the right. Um, in the center scene, and this is where it starts off in my first method. You first get the instructions from the tortoise, and it like tells you that you're going to play a game, and then it asks you for the instructions and either gives you the instructions or say good luck, and you get started with the game. So um, this game is a click and drag game. Like you drag the otter around, and you use keys like the left and right arrow keys to switch between the two scenes. So if you go to the right scene, that is where you will get the cake, and that is called the tortoise game. So essentially, this game, there are a variety of different tortoises, and you must get rid of them by colliding into them. And then over here, I wrote my own function called is any tortoise visible, in which I used an array of tortoises to determine whether the tortoises were still visible, and if they were, then you would keep playing the game, and if they have all disappeared, then that's where the game would stop. I also use the array um, of tortoises to just get them to move around randomly, which is another procedure I made, which is move random. Where is it? Oh, it's a tortoise procedure. Okay. So in move random, basically, the tortoises just move up and forward a random amount, then right a random amount, then back down and backward to like their original positions. And that's what makes it the game a little bit more challenging because you have to try to catch all the tortoises even though they're moving around. So then, if you win that game and you make all the tortoises disappear, you get a cake. Um, oh, and these are just my change to center scene, change to right scene, in which I use the billboard and the object and camera markers to change the scenes. I have the change to right scene, and I also have the change to left scene. Um, and then at the left scene, what's going to happen is you take a tortoise quiz. And in this one, the tortoise explains that in order to pass this um, level, you have to pass the quiz. And when you pass this quiz, you get the banana. But the thing is that you must take the quiz until you get all the answers right. So that's why I have the score. And while the score does not equal 3 is true. So you just have to keep taking the quiz until you get everything right. And then eventually you do get a banana. And then once you have the banana and the cake, you can go back to the center where you will play rock, paper, scissors with this tortoise you see here. And that's where you get the last item. You can't get the last item until you have gotten the banana and the cake. And then here, you just play rock, paper, scissors. It prompts the user to type in rock, paper, scissors, while also the tortoise chooses a random number. And then these are set at the same time. And you just follow the rules of the rock, paper, scissors game. And then here is where, if you win the rock, paper, scissors game, you've essentially won the whole game. So this is where you get your final item, and also you get to choose a prize. And then the end billboard, which announces that you have won, pops up. Then other procedures I have made, where the otter is. This is I call this function in my initialize event listeners. It just determines which scene the game is in. Then I also have my initialize timer, which just initializes the timer, the update timer, and then it's the same thing for my scores. I have two scores, one for the tortoise game and one for the rock, paper, scissors game. They're just the same. So now we'll go to my initialize event listeners and just briefly explain the flow of the game. So, so my first one over here, if the otter is in the left scene and the banana isn't visible yet, then the user takes the tortoise quiz. If it is visible, then it doesn't have to take the quiz again, because that's the prize you get from the quiz. And then the same here with the right scene. Number 2 is the right scene. And if the cake is not visible yet, then they play the game. And then lastly, if the otter is in the center scene, in the very last scene, and it has both the banana and the cake, and also the mango is not yet visible, then it plays rock, paper, scissors. So that's the flow of the game. The My First Method is just the instructions. Then over here, I have the collision listener for the tortoise game. Like I said, once the otter runs into the tortoises, they disappear and they move down, and the score is updated. And then my time elapse used for the tortoise game, it basically just decreases every second. So yeah, so now I will play the game. So just for the sake of time, I will say no, I don't want the instructions since I already explained it. And then you have to come again when you have the cake and the banana. So I'm gonna press the right key to play the tortoise game. And then it starts right now, and I just click and drag the otter and try to get all the tortoises. Oh no. Where's the last one? There it is. And then that's where the game ends. Oh, it froze. And then you get your first prize. And then you can go back by clicking the arrow keys. And now here, you must take the quiz. And I will answer it correctly just because I'm not gonna take the quiz multiple times, like I said, just so the video isn't super long. So first question is how many days are in a year? That one's pretty straightforward. And then question 2, it asks you what animal you're playing as. And if you don't know which animal, to not make this quiz impossible, I did say in the instructions at the beginning, I was like, hello, young otter, just to clarify that. Then the third question, true or false. This one you have to pay attention to because while it seems like the right order, I did switch around indigo and blue. So then this order is false and then correct. And then you get the prize, which is the banana. There you go. And then to get the last item, you must beat the tortoise at rock, paper, scissors. So I'm sorry, my program is freezing. Rock. So I'm just gonna keep, okay, so there we go. I have 1 point. Okay. This might take a while. I'm just gonna keep typing in rock because it's the shortest word to type, and I feel like that might be a good strategy. Maybe. Okay, there we go. We just need 1 more point. All right, cool. You won. You win, and now you got the mango down here, and then it asks you to pick a prize. So you can pick between a stack of coins, an emerald, or a cola bottle. In this case, I'm just gonna choose a stack of coins. And then it appears, and then you get the message that says you won. And that is my project. Thank you.